Hi Cancer, and welcome to your reading. So this is a timeless reading, and it's messages from Spirit and from the Tarot just to come through and let you know what you need to hear at this time, so whenever you find this video. And so let's see what messages and tarot cards come through for you. So Cancer, the first card that's come through for you and at the very centre of your reading is the Eight of Pentacles, which tells me that you've been working very hard at something. So it could literally be a work situation, or it could be a relationship, it could be many things. So whatever applies and resonates to your current situation, but it's really like valid work in the sense of like what you've been producing, of like even if you're working through your own issues, for example, but you've been making progress. If it isn't work and financial, then you've been creating a really high standard of work. So that's what I always see with the Eight of Pentacles and with this card, and we can see how much that this person here, who's very focused, who's very dedicated, very committed, has made this amount of progress, produced all these coins here. So that's you, Cancer, at the moment. The Spirit is acknowledging how hard that you've been working. Now, interestingly, it's crossed with the Four of Swords, which is a card of rest. So with that message comes, are you taking enough rest? Are you be mindful when working so hard and being so focused to take time out, not to ward against burning out? With the Four of Swords, even if that's with a relationship, you know, if it's become sort of all consuming, maybe about wanting to make sure that it works, we still need to take time out and restore our energy and not focus on another person or another situation, like fully to the point of burnout, basically. Because then we've got the Seven of Swords, which is about, with the swords, it's always, this suit is always about being committed and seeking the truth. And with the Seven of Swords, this is about a kind of a trickster energy always comes with the Seven of Swords. We see this person here who is sneaking away with 5 swords. And creeping away, trying to go undetected and get away with something. So this could be someone near to you, but it feels, so maybe what I'm hearing and feeling is, I don't want you may be doing all the work in a situation, so it doesn't feel quite so balanced as what it could be. So you need to check in with yourself, Cancer, and make sure that someone here isn't relying on you too heavily, and kind of getting, I see you're so focused on kind of getting this done that you might be missing that someone maybe is not doing their fair share and is maybe trying to get away with not doing as much work as you. And that could be emotional labor. It could be in a relationship, or it could be actually like your workload in your work situation, that someone's kind of leaning on you too heavy. I'm just going to pull another card for this Seven of Swords. But that's what I'm seeing. So please be aware of that and kind of assess that situation, particularly with this Four of Swords of rest, which is a warning against burnout. So I'm seeing that maybe you have taken on too much. Got the Nine of Swords, which is about anxieties, worries, fears, insomnia, staying up at night. So this could be you, Cancer, who has, you know, maybe that you've put so much pressure on yourself that it could be keeping you up at night because you just really, I see, want this to happen and want this to work out, whatever the situation is. Maybe that's what's driving this. There is an element of fear that is unwarranted, and sometimes when we have that fear of that something's not going to work out, we can, you know, just go too hard at something and just it's just not a great place obviously to come from for it to be fear-based. So try and reflect on that and see if that could be the case for you. We've got the Four of Pentacles here, which is crowning your region. The Four of Pentacles is about, I see it as a card of, it's about having, sort of reaching a certain level of success. And then again, that fear of losing what you've achieved makes you grasp too tightly on what you already have. So we see this Four of Pentacles, this man here who's holding tightly, you know, he has these coins beneath his feet. He's holding on to this coin tightly at his chest, and he's got something, you know, he has that, it's either like a certain material level of wealth, or it could be, you know, in a relationship that you've reached a certain level of commitment. And then there's this fear again, this underlying fear of losing what you've achieved, which makes you grasp too tightly and kind of be a little bit suffocating of the situation. Because in the past we've got the Eight of Swords, which is you, Cancer, I believe, feeling, the Eight of Swords is all about, again, anxieties, worries, fears, but about us putting ourselves in that position, in the sense this woman here is tied in knots, she's blindfolded, and what the story behind it is that she doesn't know that she can free herself from this situation. She can just unblindfold her, like take off a blindfold, and she can walk away. So it's, again, it's just that message of like unfounded fears, unfounded anxieties, but how when they kind of take on a life of their own, these negative words in our mind, that negative internal voice can really tie us in knots and get us in a bad place. Now I do see that you've freed yourself from that, and maybe you freed yourself by switching the energy up to this Eight of Pentacles, about just going at it and working extremely hard. But maybe at night those old fears and worries kind of come back to haunt you, and somewhere along the line, Cancer, that you haven't quite released that anxiety and that fear. In the near future though, we've got the Page of Pentacles, so I feel like there's kind of a shift and a release of energy, so something changes. Either you're going to change through finally being able to sort of give yourself a pat on the back and about what actually you've achieved, and being able to sort of reach a certain level of enjoyment. I feel like of maybe feeling a bit proud of yourself. Maybe it's I see you reaching a certain milestone where you actually take a step back and go, actually, I have really achieved something here. So maybe it's like getting through, coming to the end in the sense of this really intense, working very hard period, and then I just can see, yeah, like the energy shifts and the energy gets lighter. Oh, this is a card that's popped out, so this is the near future, and shifts you out of this. So this Hanged Man is often talks about feeling stuck. So I feel like maybe as a way to gain control, you began to work really hard because you felt quite stuck in a situation, didn't know how to get out of it, didn't know how to free yourself. So you switched up the perspective, which is the best advice of when you're feeling stuck, and maybe if you can't leave immediately, if it's a work situation or a relationship even, and you feel like, you know, it's not a great situation, but you can't bring yourself to leave, or you're not able to leave. And then the Hanged Man says, well, switch up the perspective, look at things in a different way. What can you do differently within the situation? And I feel like you are on the cusp of doing that, or that's certainly where you are going in the near future if you're not. And then you shift into this Page of Pentacles energy and reach a certain level of success and achievement. Now externally we've got Justice. So for some of you, this could be if someone along this sort of Seven of Swords trickster energy can be related to that. There's a sense of justice, of the wrongs have been righted with this. So maybe this person gets called out for what they've done wrong, about what they've been trying to get away with. Excuse me. And this Justice card could be a direct just reflection of that within you getting this kind of acknowledgement, this shift of energy, this Page of Pentacles. This person is kind of exposed along the way and can no longer get away with kind of not showing up in the way that they need to. Again, if it's a relationship, somehow you moving into this Page of Pentacles energy is going to expose this person who isn't kind of showing up and doing the work that they need to. Just going to see what else comes through. So we've got the Queen of Wands energy, which I feel like is you moving more into your power, getting clear about what you want, speaking out more, feeling more confident. And this will bring, in turn, justice to your situation. So I see a positive outcome for you there. We've got the Lovers right here, interestingly, as well. And this is in the advice placement. And I feel like this is the advice and the messages it's about reconnecting to either someone that you love deeply and being able to reconnect to them, and that kind of regaining some balance for you. Or it's about connecting to a part of yourself that has been forgotten maybe in this journey, and being able to reconnect to what you love, basically. Let me just pull an extra card to see a bit more info on that. Yep, so the Lovers card, Cancer, we have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is walking away from a situation that is no longer emotionally fulfilling. It's no longer serving you, and realizing that. And I feel like that this process really is about that as well. And this Lovers card is being able to reconnect to something more fulfilling, somebody more fulfilling, or a situation. And somehow it's like a spell that is being broken here about you being so fixated on trying to make something work, and then it's either having a breakthrough with that and being able to see a way to do something differently, or maybe for some of you, you will need to walk away from the situation in order to free yourself. Because your hopes and dreams is this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is stability, it's consistency. The Queen of Pentacles is very grounded. She's very successful. For some of you, it's financial success that you're seeking. This is the goal. And the final outcome, we have the Moon. And I feel like what will bring you closer to this and help you reconnect, like this Lovers card, is your intuition. And maybe somewhere along the line here, Cancer, that you've lost your way on listening to your intuition, and that's what's ultimately that's what's going to bring you closer to the outcome and desire for what you want. Like it's almost like a softer energy comes in with the Moon being here. There's a magical element, there's a mystical element when the Moon appears. So it's not all just hard work that can make things happen. There has to be an element of trusting your intuition, releasing some of this kind of fear-based action that I'm seeing from you, Cancer. So let's ask just any final messages for Cancer here. Yeah, so we've got the Three of Wands, and I feel like if you can begin to trust yourself more and your intuition and that inner voice that sometimes can speak just very quietly to us, that you'll be able to, the Three of Wands is being in a position where you can begin to plan for the future. So it's all about expansion with the Three of Wands. So it's about your dreams opening up somehow. Maybe your plans begin to get bigger. When you're so focused here on making this one situation work, it can blind you and it can shrink your world in some ways. But if you can begin to trust yourself more and maybe not force a situation and, let's say, come from that kind of fear-based action, then you will shift into being able to see the bigger picture and move away from that kind of tunnel energy focus that I'm seeing that maybe you've fallen into with regards to a certain situation. So Cancer, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to leave any feedback in the comments, it's always great to hear from you, and subscribe for all future readings as well. But wishing you all the best with this situation. Love and light.